What's up? Hi everyone. My name is Dragoo, though a lot of people just call me the Goo or Goo. Let me tell you a bit about myself. I'm from Split, the second largest city in Croatia. Summers here get pretty damn warm. Today we had 38 Celsius, but there's usually enough shade to hide in, or you can just stay inside. You don't have to go outside. And most things, if you have to go somewhere, are within walking distance. The beach isn't that far either, depending on where you are, but in summer it's absolutely full of tourists. So if you want to go somewhere where there's not a lot of people, you might go to the outskirts or just get away from the city completely, find a hidden location where no tourists are. That's the best. If there's one thing Croats, or specifically people from Split, are never short on, it's cafes. We love sitting at a cafe and sipping coffee for hours on end, letting the wind blow, looking over at the sea, and just having a good time. In summertime, I try to avoid the crowded city center, but you don't have to go there to find amazing food. You can find it wherever you are. Some local staples of food you might want to eat if you're ever here are, for the appetizer, prosciutto with cheese and some bread. Extremely yummy, extremely good, extremely healthy, surely. Has to be. For the main dish, you might get some grilled fish with Swiss chard or black risotto, which is made with cuttlefish and has a signature black color all over it because of it. And one of my favorites, my personal favorites, is peka. So you take some meat, you take some veggies, you have it slowly roast, traditionally under an iron bell, but you can do it in an oven as well if you cover it with some aluminum foil or any other creative way you may find to get the effect. It is extremely yummy, and I highly recommend anyone to try and make that sort. I am a big fan of Pokemon, anime, everything that comes with it. For a long time, merch was really hard to find locally. Wherever you'd go, you wouldn't see anything outside like a select few things. But these days, bigger cities have shops selling manga, figures, and other goodies. I actually went through a phase where I bought every single new Pokemon plushie that I could get my hands on, which is how I ended up with that massive pile that you can see on my shelf. Whenever I travel though, I'm always hunting for plushies or merch that I don't have yet. In February, while I was in Portugal, I spent about €200 on Gunpla model kits, and I managed to haul it all back in my suitcase, even though the suitcase wasn't that big and I had a lot of stuff with me. But I managed to pack it all up neatly, and I didn't go over the weight limit. Part of the backlog that I got back then is still sitting under my bed, but I'm slowly working on it. I'm currently working on my MG Talkies, a model from 2013. Pretty good build, I recommend it if you're into that. Gunpla is not generally easy to come by in Croatia. I think there's like one shop, then they mark up the prices really high. So I usually order online or I buy at conventions. I also like to take at least one plushie with me when I travel. Some past travel buddies of mine are my Sleepy Bulbasaur, my Pengo, which is a penguin that my fiance gave me, and Scaranya, he's a recent addition to my plushie travel collection. I used to be a bit self-conscious about having a plushie out in public. I would just put them in the backpack and wouldn't really take them out. But now I just mostly embrace it, and I take cute travel photos along the way. Luckily, my dear fiance doesn't mind, or if he does, then he's just not telling me, which is nice as well. When I'm not out exploring, I spend a lot of times in VR clubs. I got my first VR headset, which was a Quest 2, in February of 2023. Unfortunately, it only lasted about 3-4 weeks, and then one of the controllers started drifting. It was unusable, so I got a new one. I sent back the old one, and I upgraded to a Quest 3 as soon as it came out. At first, I joined social groups, which I eventually started hosting events at, and we hung out, we played games, and that sort of stuff really helped with my social anxiety and my general lack of social skills at that time. And eventually, with time, through them and through friends that I made, I discovered the VR clubbing scene. DJing was something I never really imagined I would be doing because I'm naturally shy and I can't really see myself going clubbing. It was never on my radar. But VR showed me the magic of sharing music, seeing people enjoy it together. So in November 2023, I got my first DJ controller, and since then I've met so many amazing people from all over the world. I've played at and helped organize some really cool events, and it just still blows my mind that I can get home from work, log into VR chat, hear music, take a break, log in again in the evening, hear some good music, and then go to sleep, wake up, and hear good music again. It's actually crazy. When I DJ, I try to put my own spin on things, maybe with unusual track selection or unexpected mixes. I'm always searching for songs and vibes that I haven't explored before. Funnily enough, before I started DJing, I wasn't super invested in music. Like, I knew what I liked, but I never thought about genres or how music came to be or anything like that. I just listened to whatever YouTube autoplay gave me. But nowadays, I feel like I can pick apart sounds a lot easier, and my spectrum has widened so much. And one of my goals when I DJ or when I do anything creative is to express my freedom and break boundaries in my DJ sets and whatnot. Even when something doesn't quite work, I treat it as a learning moment. At least I try to. I'm incredibly honored to DJ at Palo Alto. This is my first cluster event, so I hope I managed to transfer my avatar correctly, and I'm excited to meet you all. I hope I don't disappoint. Thank you, Fuhada-san, for inviting me, and thank you in advance for listening, and let's party.